Greetings, micro scholars. It's Thursday afternoon. Hope you all had a nice holiday. I certainly did. It was beautiful weather here in Maine, as you can see here, although it is wicked hot, as they say. So I want to respond to some of the work that you did earlier this week, specifically the work that was related to checkpoint set number 2. The first thing I want to talk about are the logs of your work sessions. I think most of you have gotten there and get the idea of it. If you haven't gotten there yet, find it and start doing that. These things have 3 reasons for being. One is to give you a place to record your work sessions on this particular project. First of all, that's just a good practice as a learner. Secondly, this is something that you often have to do as a professional employee. You have to log how much time you spend on a project and what you got done during that period of time. So in preparation for you being a high-paid professional engineer, I'm requiring you to do the same thing in this course. You can use that however you want, but at the very minimum, each session that you work and the duration and accomplishments of each session should be in that log. The other reason for that is that it is basically a private conversation between you and me. We're not going to run into each other in the halls the way we do when we're having a face-to-face class. So that's a way for you and me to talk about whatever is on your mind. Maybe things that you wouldn't necessarily want to bring up with everybody. So I will every morning respond to those logs from the previous day. And if I don't respond, that just means that I read it and got there. But if you ask me a specific question, I'll try to respond there in that journal. The second area that I want to talk about are the posts in the discussion forums. First, let's talk about the Today I Learned post. Almost everybody has that down. However, you need to find the actual prompts. They're in the checkpoints folder, and there are, I think, 5 different choices of prompts that you should use. The prompt that's on the thread is not the only prompt. You need to have a more detailed response, and it is different. It is different from the log of your work session. I'm not asking you what you did. I'm asking you to identify one particular lesson that you're going to mark as the lesson that you learned that day. And you've got about, well, like I said, about 5 different prompts that you can choose from. Sometimes I'm requiring a particular prompt, but look in that area. It's called the TIL prompts. I'll try to put a copy of that on the screen here, but read through those and respond to those. That is a more careful bit of writing. It should take you between 30 minutes and an hour to write that prompt. It is not a toss-off thing. It should be more substantial than what most of you are putting in there so far. Another area of the discussion forum is the area that's marked Where in the World. From time to time, I will ask you to add something to your thread in that discussion forum. Each one of you should now have your own thread in that discussion forum, and I will occasionally tell you to put something on that because I'm trying to develop a scroll, if you will, of particular questions that everybody answers, and that will represent your whole path through this course. In the last set of checkpoints, checkpoint number 5, I think, in that one, I ask you to identify goals beyond those that are in the syllabus that you have for this course, and only one person actually did that. So I will carry that forward as another checkpoint. People who complete it can complete it in the next set, which will be set number 4. You're working on set number 3 right now. So I'll give you a little more time on that. But think about what are your goals and put that on your thread in the Where in the World discussion forum. The third discussion forum that's set up is the one marked Questions and Suggestions. This is analogous to questions that might be asked during a class. So I haven't seen much activity there. I think Taylor posted something. Matt, I've asked you to move something from your journal to that general place, and I've asked several questions. Everybody should be paying attention to that because somebody might have a question that you've got the answer for. So let's see more activity in there. It is like the question that you would ask in class. The third area that I want to respond to, the test/questionnaire. No, I did not mean to ask the exact same question twice. The first question was supposed to be about still cameras, and the second question, the other question was supposed to be about video. You only saw the video question, you saw it twice, you answered it twice, good for you. You've all gotten some practice with copy and paste now, I guess. I learned a little bit about making tests, that if you say reuse the question and then change it, it changes the first version as well. So that's good, that's good. It does look like, as I tabulated the responses to that everybody's going to be fine in terms of technology for interacting, for posting, and even for interacting synchronously. Which brings me to the other step. Remember, I have an office hour every day in the middle of the day. It's from 1:30 to 2:30 in the Eastern time zone, and from 12:30 to 1:30 in Central time zone. The first one of those was Tuesday. I sat there all by myself and did some other work. I'll be there again this afternoon, and some of you who have questions, try to join me in that virtual classroom. If you can't get into that virtual space, if you don't see that on your Blackboard site, or you're not able to connect, you can certainly contact me via email during that period of time, or text on my mobile. The last two things that I want to talk about are that there are questions. I've gotten some questions about setting up the Gulagum tutorials and setting up the hardware. There are videos posted on the Gulagum website. I also added direct links to those videos because David also has those posted on YouTube. So those are posted in the Gulagum materials area of the Blackboard site. And I think you'll be able to see them as a channel from my YouTube channel where this is being posted. So maybe, I don't know, right below here somewhere? I don't know. You can find it. But if you search for Gulagum PIC tutorials, there are 3. The total watch time is about 20 minutes. And he really walks you through the whole setup. So that should be of some help. The last thing is, I have been going back and restoring some checkpoint scores for people as they've finally gotten around to doing some of the things that I asked you to do earlier in the week. This will end next week. I won't be going back on any checkpoints after this week. So go back, review the list, and make sure that they're all there. So that's longer than I thought it was going to be, but it's a pretty day. Maybe I'll see you at my office hours.